just hate that? Here I am sitting, I finally get to retire. I finally get to sit here and watch Ellen DeGeneres in the afternoon, or all the different game shows, or whatever I darn well please. And along comes another one of those darn commercials about politics. And I'm not talking the ones that are the president or the candidate of any sort wanting to tell you about what they want to do. I'm talking about the one that's come from these political action committees. People who name themselves the Red, White, and Blue Foundation, or Citizens for Prosperity, or some really handsome name. But it's just a bunch of people that just say whatever they want, and they really can't even have to back it up. You know, I hate that. I mean, the political action committees just flood the TV with all these commercials. Sometimes you can't even make sense of them. They insult your intelligence, yet you got to sit through them. That's why I invented the PAC-away Brick. Yes, the PAC-away Brick is a brick you can throw at your television. Now, I tried shooting at the television with my gun, but I get so darn upset every time that the commercials come on that I miss all the time, and I can run out of spackle. So I don't use the gun anymore. I use the PAC-away Brick. So now you too at home can have the PAC-away Brick. And every time one of those stupid commercials comes on, you can throw it at the television. And just so the missus don't yell at you too much, I wrapped it in absolutely genuine duct tape. Made in America duct tape. Yep, not imported. So it doesn't mar the floors or anything like that. Now the only problem is you're going to have to buy about 20 of them to get through about 15 minutes worth of TV, because those stupid commercials are on all the time. Now, for you young people out there who don't know what a PAC is, it's a political action committee. And you see all those people out in Washington, they pass bills saying nobody can give a whole lot of money to a candidate because that would maybe influence an election. So they set laws about the money you can give to any one candidate, so you can't buy it, and rich people can't just go out and get somebody elected because they do all the advertising. Well, then what they did is they didn't do anything about PACs, or political action committees. Now, a PAC is kind of like a pit bull. Pit bull can be a real nice dog, and they're a real great pet. But there's some bad people that use pit bulls to do things that they're too chicken to do themselves. And the PAC is the same exact thing. PACs are good. I've been with one political action team that went to Washington, and we talked about how to help people with lung disease. But bad people use PACs to give all kinds of money and to flood TV with all these things that may or may not be totally true. In fact, just a little while ago, Citizens for Prosperity had on some lady talking how bad things were in Canada for her health care. And I feel real sorry for her, because it sounded like she had a real hard problem. But it has really nothing to do with what's going on in the United States. Yet they want you to believe that, boy, if you don't vote for somebody, the same thing's going to happen in the United States. It's the dumbest thing I ever saw. And they actually think we believe it. But they put it on enough, and some people are going to believe it. It's kind of like back in the old days in Russia and the Cold War and stuff like that. We called it propaganda or brainwashing, where you just hammered their people with all this stupid stuff that isn't really true to make them change the way they think about things. It's exactly what all these PAC commercials do. Every 10 seconds they hammer you with something, and you know what? Sometimes they make people believe it's true. Here in Wisconsin, they made everybody believe that teachers were greedy and stuff like that. So anyway, I invented the PAC-away Brick so that you can throw it at your television. And if I end up deciding to sell these things, you know what I'm going to sell them for? 20 bucks. 20 bucks and you can have one. Not $19.99. I believe in truth. And if I say I want 20 bucks, I'm going to tell you I want 20 bucks, not $19.99. Probably charge $5 shipping and handling, and you can have a PAC-away Brick. But you know what? You're going to have to order about 20, 25 of them, because you'll have to get up and out of the recliner and retrieve them every about 5 or 10 seconds. So anyway, look for the PAC-away Brick, or look for PAC-away on Facebook. And maybe when I decide to sell them, if I manufacture them, I'll sell you one. You can have your own PAC-away Brick. And better yet, better have 20 or 30 of them, like I said. All right? And you know what? If I do get rich off making these things, which I don't even know if I'll sell them, but if I do get rich, I'm going to start my own PAC. You bet. I'll have a lot of money, and I'm going to start a PAC. You know what it's going to be called? Concerned Retirees Awaiting Proper Politics. You got it. My PAC will be crap. That's right. Concerned Retirees Awaiting Proper Politics. And I'm going to put a lot of money in there. You know what? And I'm going to give all that money to a candidate, but I'm not going to give it to a candidate who I think will do something. All my life I had to go through pay for performance. It means I had to do something in order to get my money. It's not something that we're really used to in politics. We can elect these guys, they get their pay the rest of their lives, and they don't have to do a darn thing. But for the person that gets all my money from crap is going to have to do something, and then I'll give him the money. And all he has to do is pass a bill that says one very simple thing. For every dollar a political action committee spends on television advertising, they have to give $1 to the state where that commercial was aired. So if they talk about some guy that's going to do all this stuff for your state or for your country or for the people, they want to give $12 million. There was a guy I heard on the Daily Show. If I get this right, Jon Stewart said there was a guy that gave $2 million to somebody in the primary. He got beat, so he gave $10 million to the guy that beat him. Now the law says you can only give so much, but with a PAC you can give everything you want. This guy gave $12 million away. If my law were passed, that means out of his $12 million, he can do whatever he wants to try to influence the election and make people think a different way and all this kind of stuff. But at least half of that money has to go and actually do good for the country. Has to help the state in which they show all those commercials. All right. So he got $12 million to spend, have him give $6 million to do something, and then he can waste his money on some guy that talks fancy and never does a darn thing. So either that or somebody just gets rid of PACs altogether, that'd be fine. But remember, if you get tired of seeing all those commercials and somebody telling you, shoot, they tell you all these different things, you never know if it's the truth or not. Every time you see one of those commercials, just take the PAC-away brick, grab it in your hand, chuck it at the TV. You'll feel better, I promise you. I'm Bob Millish, and I approve this ad.